There's no argument here, bro.
Oh god.
By the way, Dex, I did win that money, bro. I'm rich.
Congrats on the $5. I can't believe Edgar just said that Hunter and Mega are the mom and dad of this podcast.
Mom and dad are fighting. I don't like it when mom and dad fight. Like, it's fucked up. Oh my god.
Hunter, Mega, how do you guys feel about that statement coming out from our guest?
I mean, I've still got about 6 hours to kill myself before things really take a turn for the worse. So I think, no disrespect to Hunter, but I think that might just have to be my out here.
Why 6 hours? That's an oddly specific amount of time to have to kill
because
yourself.
Because then this week ends and my mental has to reset and I have to pretend everything's okay.
Oh, okay, that's reasonable.
Understandable.
Every Monday I pretend everything's okay and then I just continue to suffer.
I take no offense to these comments. No offense whatsoever.
Offense
not taken. Will cry after podcast.
Offense. I wish I had offense.
So you could sit on it.
What, like a defense? You sure
don't.
don't.
That's like the fucking emus, bro.
They technically won that war.
Yeah, but then Australia re-won. But then Australia re-won the war by just building fences, and like suddenly they solved the problem.
Did Edgar just freeze or did I?
Emus. Oh yeah, what if we just like built a better fence to like stop them eating our fucking farms?
Yeah, so Edgar told me that at random points his internet will just cut out for a couple seconds.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Here's the thing, right? The issue with your fence solution, Edgar, is you have to remember, right? Australia started out as like there were the natives that were there, and then all of the dumb fucks from society got sent there. Mm-hmm. So it was like it took them a while to develop fence technology. Okay, they're a little bit behind the 8 ball on that one.
True, but also looking at where the UK is at now, maybe being sent to Australia as punishment wasn't such a bad thing.
Implying Australia is better off than the UK, I see.
Yeah, actually, I actually am.
Sounds like it. I mean, to be fair, do you ever hear about crimes in Australia? Do you ever hear about it?
I hear about firebombings.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Firebombings are neither here nor there. What are we fucking?
Fireball. Can we get Could we get Pitbull on this podcast?
Mr.
I mean, let me see if Pitbull has a
okay.
What's Pitbull?
Hear me out. We get Pitbull on and we all go bald for it. For that recording, we all go bald.
Hunter's almost there.
The business email for the artist Pitbull is info@pitbullmusic.com. All right, boys, we got it.
Mega, didn't your hair glitch out at one point during a cast?
No, but I can hang on. Do I have a bald toggle? Let me look.
Where's he gonna be? He's
you just like slowly over time see the hair just like raise off like a fucking wig, and like no one acknowledges it until it's too late.
See, he's doing a big European tour here. He's gonna be in Stockholm next year. Wow.
Wait, hold up.
Mr.
Yeah, he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out. He's gonna be out in the UK like all of like June and July.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm quitting my job in June and July so I can work every single fucking concert.
That's beautiful. He's going to Lithuania? What?
Why are you
getting
hyped?
Mr. Worldwide! Yeah. He's Mr. Worldwide. He has to go to Lithuania.
Why are you getting so hyped about that? Like, it's not like you're going to fly to Lithuania.
A long time ago, I was in a server, and there was this person who was from Lithuania in the server, and bro talked about it consistently, and it became a running joke. So anytime it comes up, I get a little hyped about it.
Lithuania spoken, and Hunter Tane immediately within 25 yards will just run up to you.
I'm gonna make that it's like you have like the meme of like ETSU mentioned. Yep. I'm just gonna have one like that for Lithuania.
Shout out to the Sickos committee for at least showing me that.
I bet it already exists.
Probably.
Anyway. I imagine you've been going for Hopman now, so I'll look for this meme. It already exists. It's already a thing.
A Lithuania meme?
I'll put it in general. Yeah, Lithuania mentioned.
Dear God.
Lithuania mentioned.
I love it here.
BC Zalgiris.
Oh yeah.
And the crickets
basketball.
go wild.
That is basketball club, not like.
Okay, hear me out. I have a crazy idea. We need to get the episode started because Edgar's on. Spec will watch, so we can get to the roasting Spec part, and he'll have to pay attention to it.
Hold on.
The problem is, I might actually be nice to Spec. That's the worst bit.
You roast him at first, and then you be nice to him. It's like Sour Patch Kids.
All right.
It's not the other way around.
Mods, no, it's first they're sour, then they're sweet.
Mods, remove this man's cock and balls, please.
That's a fucking stretch. What the hell?
Jarvis, remove his balls.
Jarvis, type tag diff in the chat. We're about to lose.
Let's use my Lucio beat.
Jarvis beat 1v4 when Stockholm's on the line.
I feel so bad for Natsuki because if they never get get as close again, that's gonna be their highlight. That's gonna be their career highlight. I feel so bad for them.
I feel bad, but at the same time, it was, no offense, it was a pretty egregious decision.
The second that it happened, Ajax somewhere in the world pulled like a Master Uguay, was like, my time has come, and fucking crumbled into dust.
That's why it stops existing, bro.
Ajax is like, finally, my lineage can be carried on.
That was the funniest thing, because I was casting Copa America yesterday, and in between maps, Headremmer just starts talking about, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean I missed the worst Ajax of all time? It was...
Oh yeah, I have my fan on. Does my mic still sound like vaguely normal, or?
Yeah, we don't hear it, or I don't hear it at least.
Okay.
Yeah, you're all good.
Good.
It's because the radiator in my room is busted, so I can't actually turn it off.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys don't have AC.
Yeah, have you tried hitting it really hard?
I feel like that would spray like hot water and like all over my room and probably just kill me. Which isn't ideal. Because how else am I going to share my lovely knowledge on the For the Love of Prod podcast? You know what I mean?
I mean, right now, just based off your camera and what we're seeing, you, I think, have the biggest flex we've ever had on this podcast with having their degrees sitting behind them, I believe.
No, those aren't degrees. I lost my degree certificate. So it's quite annoying when I have to go for a job, and it's like, yeah, can we get proof of qualification? I have to contact the uni themselves to be like, yo, I passed, like, I got my degree here like a year ago. Can you tell them, please? Because I can't do it myself. No, we have some theatre things that I starred in, and then I got and then 100% attendance in primary school, which I was really proud of. Now I'm 22 years old, and it's still on my wall.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, be proud of it. You attended every day.
Bro, I learned so much about, like, shapes and, like, how to use connectives. It was so fucking cool, man. I loved it.
Primary school.
All right, let's record. All right, let's record a podcast.
We're already 9 minutes into it.
Wait.
We're already 9 minutes into this podcast episode. It's pretty normal for us to do that.
Understood.
Yeah, but everyone, welcome back to our 40th episode of For the Love of Prod. As always, I'm joined by Hunter Tane and Megaless, and our guests this week, they've been talking for a while. It is Egdar, the Ruiner here. Man, hey, thank you so much for coming on. And hey, we kind of moved it up a little bit because we are all free tonight, and I know that probably helps you out a lot considering we're recording this on a Sunday night and we're starting the recording at midnight. I don't think you would necessarily have been the biggest fan of.
Bro, I have to go to work tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you, man. And it'll be like, yeah, stay up till midnight to record a podcast. It'll be a wonderful idea. I'll have to explain to the clients that, like, it's just a them problem, you know.
Yeah, it is a them problem, but I need to interrupt. This is very important. Dex, us missing a week has thrown everything off.
I know.
It's the 50th episode is now going to be the first one of the new year instead of the last one of this year. It's over. It's so grim.
That was the big thing.
Listen, we can fix this. We just have to pull a double shift one of these weeks.
Surprise Thursday episode, y'all.
Listen, we can hit him with it. I'm just saying.
Hey, we have one person in the server, as we've already talked about, who hasn't done the episode yet because they are actively working.
True.
I think it'd be funny as fuck if we get to 50 without doing Sojourn's episode.
I
think that would be fucking hilarious.
I would feel so bad.
It would be pretty funny
for her being in this thing, in this server for so long.
Dude, I'm sorry, but looking at like this list of people online is so like it's like we're in a fucking Black Mirror episode. Like everyone is here for some reason. It's just random names, and it's like, oh yeah, there's like people that I recognize. Like I don't know, like Salty or like CB or whatever, and then we have like Spectrion here. Like what the fuck? Like it's literally that thing. It's like how the hell did a polar bear get into Arlington, Texas? Like
what the hell
why is this guy here?
Arlington, Texas.
Literally, that's what I'm saying.
Oh god, that meme will never die.
No.
Thank God.
Oh god, we're already off to a great start here. We've been going
that we are.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it here.
Already off to a great start, going on for so long. How about we get started with what we normally do here? So, Edgar, we normally ask our guests every week 2 questions, get everything going, and then after that, we either stick on the topic of esports or we spiral really out of control. I feel like we're gonna go on the out of control side this time around.
I wonder why, bro. That's wild.
Yeah, but so the 2 questions we want to ask you right now. We'll start off with the first one. What got you into doing esports, and what got you into more specifically doing esports prod?
I like the sound of my own voice like way too much, and I think it's so cool and awesome. To give like an actual answer to that question and not be a shithead for 5 seconds. I played video games growing up, obviously. Massive nerd. Who would have thought? I have a fucking Elden Ring tattoo on my arm. But no, and I was like, okay, well, this is fun. Obviously got into Overwatch, which is like my main way into things. And then I don't know, it was around like my second year of university. It was because I got super involved in like the university stuff and like the UK collegiate scene. Obviously, you've probably had Spectrion on here, so he's like likely said a lot about it. Twice, bro. Okay, you are milking that man for content, which is crazy because I milk him, but like quite differently.
Oh god. So funny thing. Goodbye, Hunter. We've had him on twice. we've had him on twice. The first time we had him on was the first time we had a guest on, so he was technically test episode number 2. And then we decided to bring him back like 5 weeks ago to actually have a true episode. Oh god.
Hunter's just done and like his background's faded into nothingness. That's wild.
The green screen died. What the fuck?
That's messed up. I'll carry on though, but it was the university stuff, and there were streams that were being run. So up until recently, which is a whole other discussion, there's Newell and NSE, which are the 2 main like collegiate orgs in the UK, and they would set up all their streams and stuff, and I would see and just think, well, like I like the game, and I've got like a background in like theater and public speaking and stuff like that. Like I've done contests and shit. I've been in plays and like all that business. I was like, I like the game. I like the sound of my own voice. I want to talk a lot. Why don't I just cast? And so it started off like, because when you start off, it feels like kind of overwhelming. I would start because I couldn't like get a job anywhere. I didn't know where to look. Just like recording myself going over like old collegiate matches. And those are just saved on my PC somewhere and will never be shared with the world. And then eventually I found Broadcast GG, did about like a year on like the bum ass like fucking 2 a.m. North American circuit. No offense, North America, the some of course. And then just sort of, and then obviously got into the UK collegiate scene, made friends with the players, did a couple of LAN events, and now I'm here in like a pretty comfortable spot of like, I don't see myself doing this like as a full-time job ever. That's not really the aim, but it's a fun pastime, you know, and I like it. So there we are.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think we've had a lot of people really get in the same way you did, where it's like, hey, they want to do a little bit more with it. They wanted to maybe start doing casting. Hey, the green screen's back.
We're traveling to Temple of Anubis. That's wild.
Yeah, it does kind of. I like it here. It's a good place.
We are technically
no one really comes here anymore, though.
Technically on what, 4 different continents now? With me being in America, him being in Egypt, you being in the UK and Mega being in Japan.
Yeah. Is it not cold there, Mega? Because you're in the snow and shit.
Souls, I don't feel cold. That's one of the reasons that AI is going to take your entire livelihood.
Understood. Okay, well that's not terrifying at all. Thank you very much.
But you touched on one thing there, and I think this is actually a really fun thing to kind of pull Mega into, because she's currently going to school for theater as well. What kind of things have both you guys really been able to take away from doing theater stuff and potentially bringing it over to the esports stuff as well?
You can go first, Mega, on this.
See, it's really interesting, right? Because the main reason I got into theater, like I always enjoyed it growing up, but when I was in high school doing theater, I've said this multiple times before, but like my theater teacher, she was lovely old lady, but absolutely batshit insane. And one of the biggest things was she was very real. Day one, she was like, "Listen, chances are you're here in a theater class because you thought it would be an easy elective, and that's fine. I respect it. Y'all do what you got to do. But here is a list of things that theater can actually do and teach you to help with other jobs and stuff like that." And I remember that list so specifically because it pointed out stuff with like how lawyers would benefit from theater classes and stuff like that, because it teaches them how to be able to compose themselves in courtrooms and things like that. And that kind of stuck with me. But obviously on that list was sort of like not specifically broadcast stuff, because again, this is like 2015, but it was, well, no, actually it was 2012. But anyway, it was just there was like a list with a few different ideas, including like entertainment, as well as uh just sort of like coverage for sports games was specifically what was listed. I was just like, why on earth? Like I thought they just read stuff, but no. Again, like on camera poise, talent, holding it, knowing how to hold yourself and things like that, all very important things.
I wish I had something a lot more pertinent to add, but no. The thing with theater, like I went into theater when I was a kid because I thought I could grow up and become a famous actor. I fucking failed tremendously, as you do. But now I'm like a niche internet micro celebrity, like very niche, very micro, like emphasis on both those points. But I'll take it. All 200 of my Twitter followers will be sure to be very angry at this.
That means you have leverage. It means you have
Yeah.
some amount of leverage.
Don't worry, guys. Kind of a big deal walking through here. But yeah, no, it's like a controlled stress environment. Like whenever you're on stage, whenever you're performing, whenever you put yourself in front of, like I did most of my biggest acting when I was a kid, literally, when I was like literally 10, 11. And so when you're like 10 and 11 and you are like physically in front of an audience of like, 1,000 or so people on stage, that itself is like pretty shit your pants terrifying. Meaning that when you're like, okay, well, now you're just talking at your computer, like sometimes the gravity of the situation isn't realized so much. Like Overwatch is a relatively small affair. Like, the biggest Overwatch streams I'll do will have like a couple hundred viewers, like at most, right? But I also, oddly enough, I cast for Dead by Daylight, DBD League, the biggest esports org that does that. And we had our grand finals where we were hitting like upwards of like 15,000 like live viewers at once. And for that, it's a case of it's really easy to just not think that you're talking to 15,000 viewers because I'm just speaking to a webcam right now. And it just doesn't really bother me until after the fact that so many people are on there. So I think it's a lot easier to make the transition into yapping at a camera than yapping actually in front of people, because people are fucking scary, man. It's also interesting that Mega spoke about the law point, because that's literally what I'm doing as a job now. I'm literally a lawyer. And like it literally the training that you get from contests and casting all somehow work in, because judges are fucking terrifying, I'll be honest. But you stand in front of them, say, I'm right, they're wrong, and then it's one of the only jobs where you get literally handed a slip of paper saying, you win, you were better, you were more correct than the other person. It is fulfilling in that sense.
Yeah, like one little thing to chime in, because I remembered it as you were saying it. that is a big thing, like in terms of just the human interaction with audiences and stuff like that. Like I know tons of people who obviously they deal with, like, it's very common. It's called stage fright for a reason, right? People who are actually just like terrified of being in front of people like that. But it, like for me specifically, it was always so weird because I could go be on a stage in front of 10K people, no problem. Like I remember some of the theater stuff I did as a kid and growing up, like, pretty decently sized audiences over 1,000. I was always chilling, never minded that. But like put me in like a regular social situation where I'm like I have to like introduce myself and be like a normal human being, can't do it. Absolutely shit my pants level of just like freaking out in terms of social stuff. So it's very interesting how, depending on the level of association and stuff you can put to it, it really can make a difference with how you're thinking.
I mean, it's very interesting to like just get that sort of perspective with it all as well, because like I think me and Hunter kind of come from the same thing where it's like we didn't have any theater background with all this stuff, so like that stage fright thing was very much a real thing for me, even online. Like I had to do public speaking in college for one thing. It sucked. Like in high school, presenting something in front of a class, I hated doing it because like, well, fuck, I have 20 people who I don't give a shit about staring at me while I do this. It's like I just don't want this to fail type sort of thing. And
yeah. No, I come from the same way. Like because when I was studying video production in high school, we had a lot of different like segments that we did. And for 2 weeks, we did theater, and it was nice. And fun little fact, because you either had to do like a solo performance for like a minute, or if you did a group one, it had to be like 5 minutes. So me and two of my friends, I wish this video existed, but we reenacted the SpongeBob episode. God, the dime episode. You know what I'm talking about? Where Mr. Krabs, it's
Mr.
the
Krabs' first
episode where
dollar?
Mr. Krabs thinks it's the one where Mr. Krabs thinks that Squidward stole his dime.
I have a confession. I have a confession to make.
You've never seen SpongeBob?
I've never seen SpongeBob.
I think you've said this before to me.
Yeah, and I think I got crucified like the same level as I did then as I did now. I just grew up on regular show and Adventure Time. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I forget. You're 22.
Nice.
Yeah, bro, I'm a Zoomer. Well, I say Zoomer, but no, the age of people is odd. To pull back to what I said earlier, I'm a fucking unk for Overwatch. Sorry, guys, but like I'm an unk for Overwatch. But in DBD, I'm one of the youngest people on the crew. Like we have another caster, Outcast Andrew, lovely dude, and he's like in his 50s, and I'm like, what's a 50-year-old man doing like casting video games? He does a damn good job, and I love him to bits. In fairness. Oh, and I cut out again.
You're good. You're back. You're still here.
Oh no, I actually got alive. No, yeah, but no, like literally, I can show this to him. He will agree with me. But like, it's very odd. But no, yeah, back to what Hunter was saying because I interrupted him very rudely.
That's so messed up, man. No, I'm kidding. But it literally
have
was
to make
just
it up to you somehow.
It was literally just us acting out the entire episode of what I decided to look up and make sure I figure out the name. The name of the episode is called "Can You Spare a Dime?" And we reenacted the whole thing, which was kind of fun. I got to be honest.
So who got to choke somebody?
I got to choke somebody because I was SpongeBob.
I imagine you just holding someone by the neck.
That's what stage combat's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you learn stage combat, Mega? Like, was that a thing that you covered?
I'm not only did I learn it, I'm certified to teach it.
What the fuck?
Shit!
What the fuck is stage combat?
Basically,
that's what it sounds like.
It literally, yeah, exactly what it sounds like. Basically, how to make it look like you're hitting each other without actually hitting each other. That way, you're not like breaking somebody's neck. There's tons of different safety equipment, especially with if you're ever using like prop weaponry. Shout out to Alec Baldwin. But more in the line of
there's so many ways you could go with that.
Crazy.
Alec Baldwin's a good one. You could say fucking God, what was Bruce Lee's son who got shot during the Pro?
Yeah, listen,
Bruce Lee, right? Did Bruce Lee also die from like a prop malfunction, or am I tripping?
I don't believe so. You might be tripping.
Okay,
But
that sounds like something
specifically,
I did.
I would say specifically swordplay, like that's the biggest thing. Because like, don't get me wrong, movies are cool, but I specifically focus on like actual stage. Um, but like, yeah, there's so much etiquette for swords and stuff like that, and there's tons of people who will come in, they're casting a role, and they're just like, oh yeah, I could just fuck around with a sword. It's like, yeah, you will injure somebody with the hilt if you're not careful. Fucking lock the fuck in, pay attention. Here's what you have to do, this, and this. Because any and everything you see, even if it looks like a fast-paced like fight sequence, is choreographed like it's a dance. Well, so just, spoiler alert on how shit's done behind the scenes. But yeah.
Isn't there something, because I saw it was very odd. It was like a men's health video with like Henry Cavill going through his workouts, where you're talking about like you'll sometimes like they'll get like real swords for certain scenes, and they have to like strike them, but then pull the blow at like the last possible second, and so they need like super strong like grip and like forearm strength, so they don't end up chucking massive swords across the room to try and kill someone.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff because I think I remember the video you're talking about in question, and one of the reasons that I fully encourage anyone to, like, if Henry Cavill does an interview or something like that, or just like talks, and you're aspiring to be an actor, just fucking listen to that guy. Especially if you want to be like one of those like Hollywood heartthrob fucking beefcake motherfuckers. Like
He is such a heartthrob and a beefcake.
Like he will teach you exactly what you need to do.
And the biggest nerd.
Well, yeah, biggest nerd as well. But like, for example, the shit he did on The Witcher, where he fucking, to make the leather like look right on him, he intentionally like wore it in his day-to-day life, like wore it to sleep and shit like that. Like, that's the level of dedication and stuff to his craft. That, again, like, if you're looking to be like a big beefcake, like, just look at that guy. He's got a lot of good shit out there. Like, anytime he talks, he's spouting good shit.
You could also just like lift really heavy weights for a long period of time.
Two different ways to be a beefcake.
But
that'd be overrated.
I would say you need a little bit, like, listen, you need a little bit of the gamer, the gamer funk in there. You need a little bit of that, and that can't be lifted up with a weight. That's just got to be learned,
Okay, do you think that being jacked makes someone a better caster? Yes or no?
Well,
is there any caster who is jacked? Because I can say I think Hadi got better after he lost all the weight and got a little bit jacked.
I mean, Hardy got better, but like I think there was also like a mental thing, and just London as a whole.
There was a mental thing, but are we just forgetting about the guy Uber Shouts? Are we forgetting about him?
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, I forgot about Uber.
Guy one play-by-play caster for the entire fucking industry. We forgetting about him?
He's like the one fucking bright spot of the industry where it's like he's winning like all the awards because Overwatch's like talent pool is just like pound for pound. I say this only with what I've seen. Pound for pound just isn't as good as the other games at the highest level, bluntly. But Uber just sort of like hard carries it for some reason. It's like, okay, thank you, Uber. That's so cool of you.
I mean,
there are certainly people who should not be casting Overwatch at the top level.
Like Mega Laspera. I can't stand her. Like,
I would be awful at the top level. Absolutely, I agree. You fucking kidding me? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. I want you to know, I've opened the game like twice in the past 2 weeks. Like, fuck this game and everything it stands for.
Don't you cast in like literally like an hour or two?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that team, then. Sorry for that team.
No, listen. I literally, what I do is I open OWCS, I watch for 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, this is the meta, cool, and then I fucking tune back out again.
Hey, we got a Rhine duel in Korea.
So, dude, bro, that was crazy.
Okay, listen, I saw that get exposed. I think it was fucking Avril. That's the only person I will listen to for Overwatch takes these days is fucking Avril, because that dude is actually just the only person who knows what the fuck they're talking about, I've decided. But, wasn't the Rhine duel like some 5-head strat from Falcons where they got fucking Crazy Raccoons to ban away the Ramatra? That way they could force the Rhine duel instead of playing the Zarya that fucking Max wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was for some reason. Which is, I feel that's too clever, but I don't fucking know. Like, just ban the Ram yourself. Like, I don't know. If the point is okay, we want to get rid of RAM, then just get rid of RAM.
No, but see, check it. If you ban RAM, then you're going to think, okay, they're wanting to do some shit, right? But if you ban RAM, you're just thinking of it to enable your Zarya, right? It's Aura. Also, I have not seen clips of it, but the only other thing I've heard from OW Esports is apparently Merit unlock the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, but like Merit does that on occasion.
Yeah, it's Merit.
It's his bi-weekly becoming a god at the fucking game.
He just like wakes up, like the spirit of Jesus enters his soul for like a match, and then it just leaves. And like Merit's still good, but like it's just like not Jesus for like a week, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Merit's so washed up," and then Jesus comes back. Question, right? Because I have an answer for this. It's something I've thought about a lot. Who is like the historically best hit scan? Historically, because I have an answer, and I'm just gonna say it straight off. It's 2020 Ants. His aunt's 2020 on the show.
Oh, you mean like a specific period in history? Yeah, no.
Yeah, like historically best. Like, yeah, it's not even close.
2020 on, like, I'm gonna be so real. 2020 ons isn't there on Shock. Shock is not coming close to a 3-peat.
He plays like how like gold players think a Widow should play, like so that she doesn't have to swap off. You know what I mean? Which is it's comical. There's a pick every fight or two. And it's like, bro, like. But people were saying like, oh, well, it was just like the crusty coaching that did it. It's like, no, that's just Arns. Like literally, the coaching. What do you mean? Play with the team a bit more. Like, okay, bro, I'm gonna swap my position from over here to like slightly over here instead, and then just keep shooting people. Like, okay, cool, man.
Listen,
I'm gonna
I remember seeing this
back.
I remember seeing this clip from, I think it was like a super clip because he was talking about it because somebody had asked, like, how the fuck do you can't coach against 2020 ons? There's no coach in the world who will save you from what the fuck that kid was doing. And it's crazy because
just don't peek Widow. Don't peek Widow, bro.
Just don't peek Widow, sir. The Widow's flanked us. What the fuck do you mean it's flanked?
It's like answers like some fucking creature that's like breached containment, bro. What do you mean it's flanking? Get it back in the cage.
It's just
my God.
Peter the horse is here moment.
No. Do you know what it is? You ever see that fucking Edgar's not gonna get this because fucking UK, but you ever see that RDC World skit from the Olympics, where they were talking about how people were gonna deal with Team USA? It was like, okay, we're just gonna double LeBron and double Steph. It's just like, what about Anthony Davis? What about this guy? What about this guy? And the coach just looks at him like just clearly unaware of what to do. It's just like, okay, hold on. There's too many powerhouses going. Because that's the other thing. Listen, I know this is becoming a history lesson, but fucking 2020 Shock, like if you manage to contain ons for a map, then it's like, congratulations, you're still dealing with Striker Smurf on some of the best Winston Tracer of the time, as well as like the best backline. And like, what the fuck do you do about
that? Don't forget Super's Genji, of course.
Super's Genji didn't have to beat the Boston Uprising.
Yeah, but also like literally my fucking like a piece of my shit could have beaten the Boston Uprising back then. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Sorry, Fusions, but like, yeah, it is. Oh, do you want to know a really weird development that's happened because we're on the topic of old players and shit? Boombox, you know that guy that's like gotten. Yeah, the guy that was a grand finalist, got like almost won a stage with Shock when he played the BAP in like that Genji meta. Yeah, he's just playing in UK Collegiate now for like the Sheffield Dragons for some reason.
The Sheffield Dragons. Hey,
he's getting that college degree, man. He's not getting a scholarship, but he's getting an education.
Yeah, like but my problem is still like the UK scene is so different from America. It's like I'm sure like in America there's still like all the in jokes and like shit. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't exist, but with America there's like some kind of ecosystem behind it. Again, I can't speak how developed it is, but like, you know, for a while like the official like Overwatch Esports, they ran the collegiate scene. There were like big prize pools. Colleges are like offering like big scholarships. I feel like, isn't it like all of GK that just go to like one like college in America or something like that?
Yeah, college in my state actually, Winthrop. I believe there might be one player somewhere else, but then I think you have the majority of Liquid at Northwood, or
Yep.
a good amount
but
of
like
them.
there's a proper system behind it. In the UK, that just doesn't exist. Like there are some unis which tend themselves to be a bit better for esports. So number one is like University of Warwick because they have an esports center. And so if someone's being into esports and it gets advertised to them, they'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like we go there. Or like there are a couple of unis like Staffordshire and Nottingham Trent that offer like esports production degrees. And so it's like, okay, well if someone's there for esports production, then yeah, there's esports production degrees in the UK. Mickey Mouse course, but no.
Yeah, no. Like, I was gonna
it's
say,
not actually a Mickey Mouse course.
I was gonna say, any esport like degree in the US is just a fucking scam. It is. Like I technically have a minor in esports management. It was
should be hired everywhere.
Yeah, it was just 3 classes, and it was like basically like, okay, here's the first 3 classes you're gonna take for just sports management. And all the situation was it was just like, okay, we're gonna look at the book and just imagine the word sports is crossed out and said it's esports.
The problem is I'm gonna be such a fence sitter here because I have quite a lot of friends who did esports degrees and are actually having like quite successful careers after graduation. Like they're working in data or like there's one guy I know, Alex, who is like just doing like official production events all over the country, not even for esports, but even like for the world like snooker finals or stuff like that. It's insane. But my theory is more so I don't think esports is something where you need to go to like uni or college to learn it. You know what I mean? Like I think like there can be diversity in like where you go to study something. And so I'm not sure like you know like lectures and like academic papers for like something like esports makes a ton of sense. But also I'm not going to be a hater. I did a fucking law degree and that took years off my life. So you know it could be worse. Could be worse. But
You're still
no,
only 22.
I'm still only 22. I'm dying in like 5 seconds. Don't worry about it. But no, UK, it's still so yeah. Boombox is here for some reason.
What do you mean for some reason? He's British.
I mean, yeah, he's British and wants a degree, but also it's been a while since he's played, so it's a really strange phenomenon because I have a question. In America college, I'm being very out of touch here. In America college, is everyone in college basically like just turned 18?
Basically.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I say that as somebody who is in school, not 18.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. But like, yeah, no, in the UK, it's the same thing. And Boombox, he was like, I don't know, like 19, 20 or so by like the grand final. So now he's like almost hitting 30 and has just started at uni. It feels very strange and surreal. And the problem is in his first match, he lost to a Torb one trick named Cheeseburger. But like, you know,
oh god,
happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us, you know. Yeah, UK is a completely different thing. To go back to what I was saying before I interrupted myself, because yap, right? There's like again in the US, there's this ecosystem. There's scholarships at universities that you can get to go there. Like they will pay you to fucking play Overwatch for them all day, which is insane. But in the UK, that doesn't exist. And also the scene itself, it's just kind of made itself, right? For instance, I spoke about the 2 organizations, Newell and NSE. Newell went fucking broke. And so now we don't have Monday tournaments anymore. And so the students just came together and it was like, you know what, fuck it. We're making our own tournament. We're putting it on Sunday so it doesn't like coincide with Face It. And it's going to have blackjack and hookers. It doesn't, but the winners will get like, I don't know, custom socks or something like that. It's so Mickey Mouse. It's crazy.
I was going to say, we need the socks back. The socks were the best part of that entire thing. No, college sports in America is so fucking weird because like you're talking about Boombox being 30. Let me show you the 50-year-old running back.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
This is a normal fucking thing in college sports here in America. If you never went to college, you still technically have 4 years of eligibility if you want to play a sport. So they let this 50-year-old try out. He made the fucking team.
Good God.
Wait, let me find another photo of the guy.
So while you're looking for that, again, I could have told you NA was chopped when I got offered a fucking 5-figure scholarship. Like that's how you knew it was bad. Yeah, I had an offer with Briarcliff to be on their not even like their official roster, just the JV roster. It was over $10,000 scholarship.
Damn, esports is the future, I guess. Fucking hell. And we have to invent it, of course. But that's step one.
Jane is going to invent that clip is so
I'm
great.
glad someone got that reference. The greatest clip of all time. Just Jane is going to invent esports.
Because it's also just Bren like being taken aback after just whoa, just losing it.
I miss Brennan's sideshow, man. But what can you do? There's more money in Val. I agree.
I'll say this about just the U.S. or at least the North American esports scene. There are the schools that have heavily invested into it, and they're somewhat succeeding. And they're the ones like what Meg was talking about. They're actually offering like really good scholarships to players. And then you have other schools who are just kind of jumping on because it's like, oh, it's the in thing. But then 3, 4, 5 years later, they're closing the program because there was no return on it for them. Like,
how do esports programs like make money? You know what I mean?
Sponsorship, same way that their sports programs do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you have to realize college
gonna pay that much for like to put on like some random collegiate scene, like the Sheffield Dragon sponsored by fucking Domino's Pizza or something. Like, I don't know.
Here's what you have to realize: the basis that people had for this in NA was like the regular sports and stuff, which you literally had people, athletes, teams, and stuff in college like sports that are worth millions of dollars, both the players themselves as well as the teams, because of just like NIL deals and a billion other things going on. So like people were like, oh yeah, you could make this money. It's just that finding people to invest in esports is 10 times fucking harder because it's like, oh fuck, how don't really want to plug my McDonald's here because we already know that.
Speaking of McDonald's,
esports people,
Maryville is sponsored by McDonald's.
Right. Well, that would certainly do it. That would make you a little bit of money. Probably enough to buy a McDonald's or two. Damn, I should really go for McDonald's right now. See, that's the power of sponsorship right there. I don't know why. I just feel like sponsorship deals are not worth it for the sponsors, as weird as that sounds. Like, I don't like the amount of money that they put into a sponsorship. Surely it doesn't make them that amount of return on investment back of like, well, we know what this brand is, unless it's like a new brand suddenly existing. But then that goes into like the YouTuber like shit where it's like, try honey or go to BetterHelp Therapy. Don't go to BetterHelp Therapy. Oh my God, don't go to BetterHelp Therapy.
You want to learn the secret behind how those sponsorship deals and stuff are profitable for the companies?
Tell me.
2 words: tax write-offs. Because by sponsoring a team, the company, even if they're not seeing a return on it in terms of like raw advertisement, like you were saying, it's just they can then be like, oh hey, look, we basically donated it to a bunch of fucks who couldn't have done shit without us, so it's like a charity. And then the government's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. It's all a money scheme, every single bit of it.
Damn. We might as well turn this into a politics, but no, we're not actually going to do that.
All right, so let's talk about my favorite politician, George Washington.
Okay, we're going that far back.
There was another George that like I really didn't want you to say.
Listen. I was trying to like think through my head. I was like, who the fuck can I say that's not going to actually piss people off? I was like, oh fuck.
I mean, George Washington could easily piss people off.
Okay, if you're pissed off about me saying the name George Washington, with all due respect, get a fucking grip, get a hobby, go outside, like do something, please.
Why would we go outside? Yeah. I don't wanna. It's cold out there.
One thing I want to add on to the sponsorship talk right here. It's why Lexus or no Honda, they backed out of the liquid sponsorship when they had that one little like controversy at the start of the year because they were hemorrhaging money.
Player costing liquid billions of dollars.
Yeah, like they were hemorrhaging money with that deal. It was like a 5-10 year deal, and it was like they saw no return on it. Like it's very, very hard to find any sort of return on those, on like especially a brand like that. Like that's why I see Red Bull all over the place in esports, is because like, hey, at least there's this weird possibility where you could see a return because people will get addicted to Red Bull.
Reasonable. I mean, but why would you want to be addicted to Red Bull when you could be addicted to Monster Energy instead? Which does remind me of a stream I did where we were sponsored by Monster, and I shouted out Red Bull for some reason. And then like in my fucking ear, I just heard like a "Don't talk about Red Bull." It was like, okay. Oh no, it wasn't even that. I was like I was just making like an off comment about like, oh yeah, these guys have really had their G Fuel today. And it's like, yeah, don't mention like rival brands on stream, please. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Very annoying.
Okay, listen, as somebody who's done like personal sponsorship segments, like some sponsors are fucking crazy, and the contracts on them are even crazier, where you could just lose your fucking money for saying even the stupidest of things. So I understand it's annoying, but yeah, no, you kind of have to kiss ass sometimes, where you're just like, this brand is the only thing that will ever be said ever. Like fucking, I'll talk shit about him now because I already got paid. But fucking, there was this mobile game I was doing called fucking Ant Legion, where like the
What the fuck is
contract,
Ant Legion?
dog, it might as well be like Russian malware. I have no fucking clue. Like it's literally just like it's like a gotcha game, but for ants. It's crazy. But hey, listen, they got me like a couple $100, so I'm not gonna complain too much. But no, they literally like in the contract and stuff, it was like regardless of if you meet all the qualifications and we clearly make money off of you, we can cancel the payment at any time and sue you back for it if you're like disparaging and stuff like that. And I'm like, dog, you'll have like 3 developers max. If you can hunt me down to fucking see if I'm just talking shit on your game, go for it.
Like, anytime we talk about sponsors, I always I think of a couple of NASCAR drivers because they're sponsored by stores. So they normally have rotating sponsors on their thing. Just look at this fucking photo of this guy's fire suit. Look at all the fucking brands. Any interview, he has to at least say about 10 of those brands. So he'll say, yeah, my fucking Menards, like he will look down sometimes at his fire suit and start running off some names. Car was great today or whatever.
Vanity.
Good for Toyota, I guess. They're getting a fucking paycheck and a half out of that one.
It's Menards, whatever fucking thing Menards has. Menards is the weirdest fucking sponsor, considering they're only in like the Midwest.
They're sponsored because they're called Me Nards. Like, bro, what the fuck are you naming your shit?
Is NASCAR real?
Sadly.
Unfortunately.
Oh, damn. Are they like good?
There are some good
What
drivers.
Bro, how good can you be at driving in a circle? Let's be real for a second. Hold on.
Good enough. Good enough.
Hey, as someone who has a friend who has spent thousands of pounds on an F1 simulator, it's actually surprisingly difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, but F1 isn't circles. F1, you're actually like F1. I can at least like, even though it's boring as hell to me, still I can at least argue and be like, okay, F1, you're at least fucking driving on a curvy track or whatever. But fucking like NASCAR, granted, the only reason I hate racing this passionately is mainly to do with my father, because he always wanted to be a race car driver. So,
all right, F1, this is
people...
turning into a Megalast therapy session, real quick.
Let's
unpack this. Let's unpack this.
Listen. We've been over this. Therapy for me doesn't work. My therapist give up type shit.
Damn, that's unbelievable.
It's real.
I don't want to sit here and say NASCAR does technically race on 7 road courses.
Okay, so listen, I've decided that Dexatron will no longer be speaking for the rest of the episode. So, Edgar, to wrangle it back in on esports, because obviously, we talked about just sort of the community and stuff like that, and you talked about like DBD and stuff like that. Like, granted, as somebody who's played DBD for all of I think an hour at this point, my friend is trying to get me to play it more and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a vastly different game from Overwatch. What would you say that like for learning a new game to cast, is it just putting hours into the game, or do you think you need to actually study VODs and stuff like that to be a competent caster?
To be a competent caster or a good caster?
To be able to be on a stream without looking like a dumbass.
So my theory is like the skill floor of casting, as odd as it sounds, is quite low. Like genuinely, to be an okay or like average caster, it's actually pretty easy to do, right? Like you don't need presentation skill or speaking skill. The bare minimum is know the game to a decent level, right? Honestly, with that, you can be an average caster. But let's be honest, anyone who's done this for like an extended period of time wasn't just dragged into like one of their mates' streams with like 4 viewers for like a single stream wants to do better than that. So it's odd. The way that I got into DBD, because I can actually talk a lot about this. I could yap for fucking days. First of all, I want to shout out DBD League officially on the stream because they are an awesome organization. Everyone that I've worked with there, absolutely lovely. No complaints whatsoever. It was the DBD's comp scene is really made up. Because as anyone who knows DBD, it doesn't have like a ranked mode. It's not really designed to be a competitive game. It's just not that. But when you have any multiplayer game, it gets to that kind of level. So essentially what we're doing in tournaments is we're just playing a bunch of custom matches, right? And I just found the stream on Twitch a while ago because DBD League is definitely the biggest of the organizations. And I joined their Discord, and then a random day they were like, yo, we need new casters. And I was like, I'd been casting Overwatch like a year at this point, and I just went in being like, yo, I've played DBD before. And they'll be like, okay, cool, you're on. And now I've done that for like 2.5 years, and recently I've been doing way more DBD casting than Overwatch. It's so interesting because, as a comparison, I guess, the biggest complaint about Overwatch League was like it was not grassroots at all. And Al tried to force it to be a big thing before it was ready, and then it became a massive money sink. All the sponsors pulled out, and as Megalas pointed out, when all the sponsors are gone, everything's fucked up, and like the esport dies, right? And so now, with like Face It coming in and like LCS, it's kind of doing what we should have done, like 7-8 years ago, right? With DBD, it started from there. DBD League, again, the biggest organization, completely volunteer, like 100%. All of the prize pools are self-funded and like crowd-funded. And the only payments that we do is for artists to like make assets and like graphics. That's literally the only money that's paid. And now they're planning their first LAN event in Germany with official backing from the developers of the game. And it's so grassroots, and I love it. So I went on a tangent from Mega's original question about learning a new game. To be blunt, I kind of knew the game already, and I just so lucked into the fact that I knew of this competitive scene. But it kind of opens up a broad discussion about how like the grassroots system is slower. There is one disadvantage to the grassroots system. Do you guys think, on the whole, that competitive Overwatch players are like good or bad? We'll take a quick vote.
Do you mean competitive as in they play in the grassroots leagues, or competitive as in they just play comp?
Well, no, like league, like high tier, like competitive players. Like about like Face It and like at LCS level.
I believe that for the most part, like if a player is at the top, then they are one of the best.
I mean, no, not good or bad as it. Sorry, I should have elaborated. Like quality of the game, but like as people.
Quality of the game, but as people.
Like, are they like? Do you think that Overwatch players are normal and well adjusted? Is
no, not
my way of saying it. No, not in the
I'm gonna say half and half. I'm gonna say half and half.
Half and half.
There are definitely some that are like, yeah, you can tell that this is the only way they're actually maybe going to college is because they're really good at this game. But then there's some that have, been around for a while who got rid of that like the wild, maybe out there kind of part very early on, and now they've kind of settled down in like their third or fourth year of all of it, and are like just generally nice people. But I think at least in NA, it's a little bit split. I don't know what it's like in EU or EMEA, especially in Korea or Asia.
There's so many like there's so many stories and leaks that we get like through the translation pipeline, because again, like we focus on like NA and EMEA drama. Apparently like Korea and China, they're on some weird shit. There's players getting playtime because, to put it bluntly, they're like having sex with the coaches, and it's like, well, that's it's certainly something, right? But to draw it back, the one problem with a grassroots league is like people are involved, and people can be weird, and people can we've had history of very questionable players and very questionable activities from those players. I like to think that we're moving in a good direction and we're maturing. Kind of as the prize pools get bigger, as like we have official backing from the developers, that's quite cool. And also from an ego perspective, remember what we said earlier about like the viewership stuff. Because Overwatch is like a comparatively big esports, which was made for esports, right? No individual stream, at least like the smaller ones, is getting more than like a couple hundred viewers at most, right? Every DBD League stream is like minimum 1,000 viewers, you know, because it's like because like the esports scene does exist and DBD League is the biggest one. There are other leagues. I'm not going to pretend like they don't exist, like the Arcade, Champions of the Fog, 10x Proving Grounds, stuff like that. But yeah, I yapped for a long time. But basically, it's a really cool project. And I know that we are all from an Overwatch background, but it's very nice to see the success in a game which wasn't really designed to be competitive, actually make it in that way regardless.
Yeah, and like DBD is one of those weird games for me because for some reason I just watched a streamer play it for about 3 straight years. I never fucking played it. But is Dead Hard still broken?
No. They changed that on a long time ago.
They finally fixed that because I remember like any time I watched this streamer, they're like, I can't fucking play this game because everyone at this level is gonna be running this fucking perk. It's just
you've watched the Killer Whale video on YouTube, just ranting about how shit Dead Art is for like
I don't know who that is.
20 minutes.
I don't know.
I will show you the video at some point, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I know that video. I watched it to complain about Dead Art."
No,
it's odd for. Mm-hmm.
No, I only watched this streamer. I never watched any YouTube videos on it. I only watched this streamer because I liked the streamer. I did not go out of my way to find anything else out about fucking Dead by Daylight.
The way that it's run, it's so strange because it's all made up, and again, there's no competitive mode. Like, there's layers on layers on layers. Like, so obviously, the most important thing is like, how do you score it? And so, like, some leagues do like a point system depending on like, you know, how many gens are completed, how many survivors get out the exit gate, how many hooks the killer gets, and then sometimes they award more points if it's like a fresh hook, so that you don't incentivize just like killing one person off the hook over and over again, because that can be kind of boring for spectators. The main way of balancing is like gens is the main win con. So if one team does all the gens, the other team does 4, the team that does 5 win. Then it's hook stages, which is which team got the most total hook stages, and then fresh hooks, which is who hooked the most unique individual survivors. If that's all tied, then we do a tiebreaker. But it's really interesting. There's so many banned perks, specific map picks for every killer, like specific perk bans for certain killers and survivors depending on their strength. No duplicate perks for survivors, right? And it sounds like so much, but that's what you need to make a fucking game like this somehow balanced and competitive. If you go to a comp DVD player and say, this game is unbalanced, it's not meant to be played competitively, they'd probably just agree with you and then move on with their day, right?
Wait, go ahead, Mega.
I was going to say that like this reminds me so much of Call of Duty. Like if just for fun, if you ever have a Call of Duty game in your library for some reason, try to load up the ranked mode. It's fucking hilarious because genuinely a game that has like 30 plus weapons, like 20 something perks and stuff like that, literally gets narrowed down to like 5 perks, 3 guns, and only 2 attachments per gun or some crazy shit like that. Like for the pro scenes and stuff like that, like the fact that like the COD pro scene has been famous for years for it's gentleman's agreement, right? Like if something is OP or broken and they added an update or something like that, it's generally just GA'd away, and that's just kind of how COD League has existed for years and years and years. Like everybody just sort of shakes hands and agrees not to use the broken shit.
It's insane to think about that. Like have at least COD, especially COD. I feel like that'd be one where if something's broken, you're seeing basically every player run it. But especially as I started to break it down there, is it 5v5 essentially with just 2 groups of 4v1 in Dead by Daylight with this DBD?
Oh, like rosters. Every roster needs to have a minimum of 4 players, because you need 4 survivors, right? It's asymmetric. It's 1v4. Basically, did I freeze again? Okay, I think
you're good.
Yeah, okay. Team A will play Killer first, and Team B will be on Survivor, and we'll get the score from that, and then Team B will go on Killer, and then Team A will go on Survivor, and we do the tiebreaker thing if we have to, which is a really weird format right on. What else has been getting really popular, and this will sound a bit insane when I talk about it, but I will elaborate. DBD 1v1s. Genuinely, the 1v1 ranked ladder in DBD is becoming like ridiculous. Like tens of thousands of people are playing a 1v1 ladder in what is essentially, the made up party game, you know what I mean? Which is literally you take turns chasing one survivor, and then the other person plays survivor and gets chased, and whoever has the longer chase wins. And that has its own balancing as well, like perks which are allowed for the killers, perks allowed for the survivors, individual maps, and the system just runs itself. Like, there's very little top level involvement there. It's just a relatively automated system where it'll be like, yo, I want to play this, I want to pick this killer, the other person, like, I want to pick this killer, and then they go. And then there's a ladder system. We run 1v1 tournaments for like the top like 50 or so 1v1 players to like crown the best one, and they get cash prizes. It's fucking insane. And like the concept of explaining a DBD 1v1 to like I don't know, like a fucking monk in like medieval England would probably cause them to just incinerate immediately, because it's the goofiest game. It's like the fucking Fortnite of horror games. Like, why are you telling me that we have Chucky? Oh no, even worse, we have Springtrap from fucking Five Nights at Freddy's, who is chasing Lara Croft, and also we're in like the Midwich Elementary School from Silent Hill for some fucking reason.
Matthew Lillard is in the game. He is literally in the game. Fucking Shaggy.
He's in the game, and then he's in the game again. Like, what the fuck?
Like, it's one outside looking at it, it's insane the amount of collaborations that DBD has gotten. I think the funniest one was the Stranger Things one, considering that that one was like, hey, yeah, we have the rights to this for like a couple years, and then as that deadline was coming up, they're like, fuck, we need to re-sign this. Because like you can't get rid of, like, I think they were very scared of having to pay back players who bought this stuff because they had to take everything away.
So actually how it worked was a bit
Oh, that is a face.
bit simpler than that, but also a bit weirder. Chapter around like, it happens. It happens. What can I say? I never get a good fucking freeze frame. It's so sad. But like, there's so Stranger Things, when season 3 came out, that's about when the license was released. And then like the contract had to be like renewed with Netflix, and Behavior, the developers, decided not to renew it. And so if you already owned the stuff, you could just keep it, which was fine. Like, if you had the Demogorgon or you had either of the two survivors, I think it was Nancy and Steve, you could just play them, no problem. And then what was weird is their perks became general perks. So like, to put it blunt, so like as an example, Demogorgon had a perk called Surge, where if you down a survivor, any nearby gen loses a bit of progress, right? But then when they got rid of that, if you owned Surge, it stayed as Surge. But if you didn't, then it would become a regular general perk with the same effect, but it would be called Jolt for some fucking reason, and it would have a slightly different effect, which was the case until season 4 came out, and now they've like redone the and now they've like renewed the contract anyway. So now you can get all the Stranger Things stuff. And then when Stranger Things 4 came out, they were like, yeah, we're going to get Vecna in the future, but not Stranger Things Vecna, fucking Dungeons and Dragons Vecna. And now there's a D&D chapter in the game as well. Like, it's a simulation. It's not real. But somehow there is like $1,000 competitive scene with like a potential LAN event happening in Germany in like the next year or so. And you know I want to get flown out for that shit. Like, you know it has to be done.
I definitely thought you were going to say Vector from Despicable Me.
That would be way too sexy, too saucy for a game like DBD.
Too fucking sexy. Wasn't there someone from Silent Hill called Vector, or like something, or not Silent Hill?
You thinking of Resident Evil?
Yeah. Or is that Victor?
Victor is a conjoined twin killer in the game, where like there's the main lady Charlotte, but like Victor's just like attached to her. But then you could, it's so fucking weird. You can detach as Victor, and just run around and like pounce on survivors. And they're actually one of the strongest killers in the game. It's kind of fucked up.
Ice climbers with murder.
True.
So?
Ice
climbers from Smash Bros, but with murder.
Yeah, something like that. Basically, you're putting people on meat hooks. It's a very strange concept. But
hey, listen,
yeah.
I played for like an hour with someone who's like addicted to the game. I know what's going on.
Ferritor from Mortal Kombat, but actual.
It's basically Ferritor. It's basically Ferritor. Yeah. But no, it's really interesting to see a scene basically develop for so long, and also like. I say we, like I'm part of DBD. I am, like I've been around long enough to say I'm part of the organization. But like credit goes out to the people who actually founded it, because they found it when the game came out in 2017, and they've been running everything basically themselves for like 8 years. And recall, they're not just trying to run like, you know, a little league. They are running like the biggest tournament in this game with $1,000 online. It's gotten to the point where we've had to appoint a new commissioner just to deal with finances, because the prize pools are getting so big that we actually have to like comply with like federal like tax laws and stuff like that. It's getting crazy. And again, no one gets paid for this. No one gets paid for this.
Good God.
What the? Why do you want Howie Mandel in deep?
Okay. I purposely typed it so that way it wouldn't. Okay, so I don't know why, but like I just like thinking about Dead by Daylight. I was like, what would be something goofy that you could add in there? And Howie Mandel, specifically from his years on Deal or No Deal, like would be terrifying as fuck. Like absolutely, you can make a perk called like the banker or whatever the fuck. Like there's some aura that you could farm there.
No, his entire thing there would just be the suitcases around the map. If you open them up and you get the one that says 0, you just fucking die.
Why is Howie Mandel a fucking killer? Who decided this?
Like I don't know what it is, but like you can see it. No, like I'm not crazy on this one, right?
I think you've convinced me. I think I heard you and it was like fucked up. But then Dex was like, yeah, you just open suitcases and you just die if you get the wrong one, which is fantastic. That wouldn't even be the weirdest survivor. Nicolas Cage is in the game for some reason, and he voices himself, and he has like all of his perks are just. But do it with like him like holding a machete or something, and it's like, yeah, new killer goes crazy.
Howie Mandel, but evil.
Howie Mandel, but evil. Fuck. What's the name of the dude? Jeff Bezos.
Bezos.
Oh my lord! Oh, we're getting political on main. That's crazy.
Okay. To quick sidebar away from this, because I think this is the longest we've ever gone into an episode without actually asking the second part of the first question.
Oh my God, we never did.
We never did. We've been going for over an hour.
When I said my shit, when I like took over before, I was like, I don't want to ask that because we already did, right?
No.
But then I didn't remember it. Oh my God!
I thought Mega asked the second question.
No.
I just vamped some bullshit.
No. We talked about
it was bullshit, which I managed to extend for 30 minutes, and we ended up getting into Howie Mandel as a new killer in DBD.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna get at some point you're getting the fucking hash slinging slasher from SpongeBob.
God.
Oh my lord.
No, we never asked the second question because we talked about theater and then we went straight into Overwatch esports, and we've just spiraled to this point here. So now, an hour and 8 minutes in, we're finally asking the second part of the question. So, Egdar, you've kind of, I think, talked around it, or at least pretty much talked close to it.
I do a lot of talking, bro. Like, it's my job.
What keeps you coming back to esports and doing esports productions?
Ah, fuck. That's actually a good question, because it's something which, coming into this, I wanted to touch on. The problem now, it's like life is actually getting in the way, and it's becoming a bit annoying. As it so turns out, when you're trying to, because I mean, I started casting when I was in university, and like even in my final year when I was on the bar course, so I've done the bar in the UK, and even though it's like, it's an intense course, right? It's still pretty it's still nothing like actually the real world still, you know? Like obviously you have to like stay up late studying, like obviously you have to go in, but you know, we wouldn't have any lectures on a Friday. I could stay up till stupid times because I just need to drag myself like 5 minutes to the classroom in the morning, right? Like it's still not really as bad, and like there's plenty of time to fit in casting. I casted a Minecraft event, which was really fucking weird. It was like Minecraft Hunger Games, but you know, we do what we can for a bag in this economy. Now it's getting tough because I'm getting to the point where it's like, okay, look, I've moved back home. I'm trying to start my career in law because, like, you know, that's an actual good career path to have. Allegedly, I wouldn't know. I'm trying to like build like new fucking relationships and stuff, and it's like, plus now I'm torn between Overwatch and DBD because DBD I keep working it so that I can get flown out to Germany because that's developing. But then like Overwatch happening, but that's in the week. And before when I'd have evenings free, now I don't really have that because like I have to read over like my 2 case bundles that I got emailed at 9 p.m. and have to appear in like court at 9 tomorrow to like do them, you know? So what keeps me coming back for now is surprisingly the community and like especially the other production staff are like wonderful. I haven't actually worked with anyone that I would like categorically say I disliked working with them or they weren't at the minimum nice people. And I can only really count on one hand like the amount of people where I've worked with them. It's been like, oh, you know, that wasn't great. You know, I wouldn't love to work with them in the future. Aside from that, it's such a great community. And then the players, it's weird. As it so turns out, when you're nice to players, like on a broadcast, they're generally nice back to you. So like I've somehow I'm staying in Stockholm in like an Airbnb with like Horrocks, AJ Buddha, Spectrion, and Gedster, which is such a weird fucking timeline.
No.
Gedster's going to be an honorary Brit, and we will introduce him to the wonders of binge drinking. I feel so bad for him.
Every one of those names, Horrocks, yeah. What was the second person?
AJ Buddha, he's another Manchester student with Horrocks.
Like, makes sense. Then you have Spec, makes sense. You, makes sense. The Pacific Northwest finest caster, Gedster. It's just like, okay. Like, we all love Gedster here. He's been on the podcast before. But that's,
oh, yeah, for sure.
That is such a wild, like, when Ged told us that, like, yeah, I'm going to be staying with Edgar and Spec, we kind of said, what? And he said, yeah, Horrocks
I
going to
feel
be there as
so
well.
bad. Like, it is actual, like, kidney. You know how there's, like, the penis explosion chamber that exists? This is the kidney explosion chamber.
The what?
The penis explosion chamber. You know what that is.
Oh, Lord.
Come on, you gotta know that. This is, I was like, this is an old school meme. Just fucking mod.
This isn't even like elite ball knowledge. This is like intermediate ball knowledge, right?
I wouldn't even say this is, but this is almost entry level, like right above.
Entry level ball knowledge.
Stop calling this ball knowledge.
Don't know ball. That's fine.
But no, the community is amazing. That's why I think like what kind of like when I was doing the bar last year, I was in like a bit of a slump with it where it was like, you know, like casting's cool and all, but like I'm not earning. Like I know that you don't do it for the money, but also when you're giving up hours and hours of your time, it's like, okay, well, nothing's for the money. It's like, well, now it's getting a bit of a piss take. I'm having to study all the time. I was living on my own, and obviously, like, you get help from parents, which is wonderful, but you're still living on your own at the end of the day. And then eventually I did Stockholm, and it was like, oh yeah, hang on a minute, everyone here is great. And it was very surreal having people, because I went around with my shitty little autograph book, and I went up. Oddly enough, the person I was most scared, I was walking up to like players and like random like influencers and like even like the voice actor desk, like it was no problem. And then I had to like, yo, get a signature from Uber, and I'm like, shaking. I don't wanna. He's too scary. But like that and how fun that trip was last year and like how amazing the community was and how people were like being like, yo, can you like sign my shit? I'm like, me? Seriously? And it's like, yeah, you, like, you're cool. And it's like, oh, okay. So to make what I could have answered in about 3 words, I answered in about 10 minutes for content. The answer is basically the community. and I feel like it's, as I said, I'm not sure where you guys are at of like, is this like a profession? Like, you want to go full time with this? For me, it's been a side gig and it's always been a side gig, and I'm happy with it continuing to be a side gig. I'm very comfortable with like the spots I have and like where I'm at in the community of someone who is like reasonably known. I can fill in for like some decently high level broadcasts on the last minute, and that's fine with me. It's like, yeah, I'm good, especially because it's with people which I know so well and who are like so good to work with.
I'll say this, like, it's definitely a side gig for me. I mean, because like if I look back at all throughout the entire year, there's maybe been less than 10, or then I can count on the number. I can count on the number of times this year like I've done a paid cast. So it's something I like to do in my downtime. Do I want to potentially go farther with it? Absolutely, if there's the opportunity to. But like, if I had to, like, say today, like, I have this opportunity somewhere else that's outside of esports, it's gonna take up a lot of my time. I have to stop doing this. Would I be happy with what I did? Yeah. Would I miss doing this? Absolutely, because I love doing this. But like, it's something where I'm perfectly fine with like kind of where I'm at right now with it. I don't know if that's the same for Hunter or Mega, but like, I'm kind of happy just still doing a lot of these community leagues because they are still incredibly fun.
Yeah, I guess like Hunter first and then Mega with basically the same question. Like, long term, where are you at casting wise now, and like, what's your expectation in the future?
Well, I kind of had a thing for a while where I didn't really take it seriously for quite a few years of me doing this. It was very much the thing of like, I worked in like restaurants and stuff. Like I didn't really have the ability to, me being available at 8 p.m. on any day is a godsend. That never happened. But now that I kind of am on a schedule where it's like I can work pretty much any event realistically, it's allowed me to do a lot more. And obviously, if this is something that I could do full time, yeah, I would definitely go for it. And actively, I'm trying to spend the next like year or two like pushing and so like, hey, is this physically possible? Is this something that I can make happen? If the answer is yes, that is awesome. And if it turns out it isn't, I'm pretty much gonna keep doing what I'm doing now and just kind of doing what I can to keep supporting the scene, basically. And that's something that I'm holy crap, Hawk. But it's something that I think me and Dex have been able to focus on a lot more this year, which is focusing more on like the tier 2 stuff rather
I mean,
than
both of you got the Face It Masters gig, which I think is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, and like we've talked about before, like when we started doing that at the start of season 5, like it was not with the mindset of like, hey, we're gonna be able to do the playoff broadcast of that season. It was just like, hey, we wanted to just not get rusty in between CGL seasons, essentially. Like that was that was the main
CGL
reason.
merchants. We all are. We're all waiting on the head rabbit check.
And no, like that was the true reason why we wanted to do Face It, was just like, hey, like we just don't want to get rusty in between seasons. So if we do this like once or twice a week, we should be fine.
Yeah, and that's what we did. And then once or twice a week turn into us sometimes putting out 3, 4, 5, 6 games a week sometimes.
Shout out South America.
And it's kind of crazy what it has turned into, and especially the support that we get from South America, especially. And I think it's turned into something great. Obviously, we're gonna go for it again next season. New season comes it's like 3 or 4 weeks from now, I think. About 3 weeks.
November 21st or 2nd, something like that.
I mean, this season was cooked because they just didn't run anything aside from aside from like retweeting Bullskunk every now and then, which like fair enough, Bullskunk's the GOAT. But, like,
fair.
They just didn't run shit. They literally went. It was so weird. Like they went from like season 3 where they were having like the LCS casters. Like my favorite clip like ever is okay, this is like some crazy ball knowledge. There's a player for Warwick, Matt Murray, right? Matt Murray, he's a fantastic hit scan. He's a fantastic hit scan player, Jen. He's graduated now, so he's stopped playing. He's a fantastic player, but for a long time he played on console. And in the UK collegiate scene, consoles allowed, and actually aim assist is allowed, oddly enough. There's been debate over that rule, whatever, right? But for a while, people shit on him for so long that, you know, people were like, okay, he sucks, like, without controller, he's a kiddie input player, whatever. To the point where it became its own meme of like, oh, this fucking Matt Murray guy, he's on controller. Like, he can just suck my nuts then. I have no fucking respect for him. Like, what a loser, you know? And we were on and it was a Face It Masters game. And one of the teams had a couple of like UK collegiate players. I think it was J9 specifically, a Flex DPS player, who also went to Warwick. And obviously in the chat, it was just a bunch of collegiate people, like going crazy. And obviously the casters read the chat, which is why I have the clip on my Twitter of just like Uber saying like, "My condolences to Matt Murray. Whoever you are in the chat, you're getting absolutely cooked, my guy." and then Mr. X in like, why? Because he plays with this. Like, we have to respect the sticks. It's like, no, I don't respect the sticks, bro. I'll find while someone else is talking, I'll find the tweet to put in the clips thing. But it's fucking, it's fantastic.
I'm actually scrolling through your Twitter account right now, trying to find it.
It's from about December 2024. It's from about December 2024.
Okay. Well, I'm in January, so I'm not that far away.
Yeah. But no, like Face It's been weird where like they had like the official like LCS level broadcasts, and then they had like all the and then they had like the community stuff, which I thought was a great move. Get the people who have actually done Face It and have them do it, and now they've just they just didn't do anything for season 6. And it's like, I hope they pick it back up again because I liked the community aspect, and I'm happy with almost everyone that was picked for like season 5.
Yeah. No, I'm like, me and Hunter talked about it a little bit while we were doing it. Like, when we found out there was no promotion relegation, it kind of just made something where I call it the nothing season. Because, hey, yeah, you're going to get the money at the end for winning it, but there's no, like, what are you doing this for? Essentially, at that point, I think a lot of the teams, if you weren't in that, like, top 8, you were just basically playing to stay in the Masters tier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
can we? Do you still have the thing where you can just play the clip of the Matt Murray thing?
I have it, but let's let Mega answer the question before we.
Yeah. Apologies. Yes, apologies, Mega. But we got sidetracked. But yeah, like the question of like, what's your current? Are you happy with where you're currently at casting wise, and like, what's your future like goals, basically?
I want you to know, I've kind of sat here for 2 minutes, and I really was hoping that y'all would kind of forget that I didn't answer the question.
Okay.
Because I have such a mixed bag personally. Like, pulling back the curtain just a little bit, like I've already talked with like Dex and Hunter about this. Like obviously, I personally have just kind of been feeling like a little like just struggling a little bit with casting personally, just because like I understand I inhibit myself, right? I'm the VTuber caster, which is cool, but that inhibits you a fuck ton in a very professional scene. And just like Hunter, I did not take this seriously for a very long time, right? Like I remember, I think it was like last year and stuff. People were telling, I think it was like Bowsy specifically, like showed me his Google Doc keeping track of all his casts and stuff. I was just like, the fuck is all this? You know what I mean? Like it kind of just blew my mind that people were keeping this level of detail and stuff like that when I never thought to do that. I just kind of showed up on the day and was casting. Like that was just it for me. And so like it's one of those things where I don't really know where or how far I intend to take casting personally. Like obviously I'm, in university trying to, I almost said fucking uni. I hang around British people too damn much.
Oh, fucking uni, mate. We're going to fucking uni.
You need to stop hanging out with Spectrion. He's a bad influence.
Hey, listen, I might be going to C-Spec next summer with a program at my university. But anyway.
Oh no, you poor thing.
But it's a I don't know, like casting, it's one of those things that it's fun when you're obviously in the right people, surrounded in the right environments and stuff like that. Like, again, that's the reason that a lot of people you hear come back. Like, we asked that question for a reason. Everybody says it's the community and stuff around it. Like, you get to meet some amazing, wonderful people. But, like, in terms of long-term casting, I truthfully don't know. Just because, like, I feel like I'm inhibiting myself. And also, who the fuck knows? Like, at the end of the day, because my ultimate goal is to like, don't get me wrong, if I get some sort of acting offer, I'll fucking take that shit in a heartbeat. But my goal is to teach acting, right? Once I become a teacher, realistically, I wouldn't want this out here just so I can maintain level of professionalism as a teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be an interesting situation when I cross that bridge.
I mean, it makes a decent amount of sense, honestly. And like, there's gonna be like, I think for all of us that we all kind of know at some point, there's gonna be a day where we do a cast and we're like thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. Which is gonna be a sad moment, I think.
Yeah, but that's been the thing with pretty much almost everybody who's ever
Done anything.
Not just on this, but honestly, literally done anything, any kind of passion. You just wake up one day, like there are literally NFL players that wake up one day and it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't have the love that I originally had for this. Either that, it's like, well, I have enough money. GG.
Baron Davis walking off the field in the middle of the second quarter, saying, "Yeah, I'm done." Okay, I got the clip ready to go here. So let me swap this over.
Perfect.
Oh yeah,
so,
this is wonderful.
Everyone,
I'm ready for this.
It's still showing Howie Mandel for some reason. Oh, I have it on the wrong fucking browser. Shit.
Wrong browser just pulls up like some crazy shit you've got retweeted on the timeline.
Yeah. I tweet only normal things on the timeline. I'll have you know.
On my caster Twitter, everything's normal because I intentionally don't use it.
Yeah, I have one private. I have a private Twitter, but like I've not posted on there in ages, and it's mostly just me talking about how I fumble baddies at like an alarming rate.
Listen, do not open the.
But to fumble means that you once had possession. You know what I mean?
True. Well, I mean, actually, no. Sometimes depending NFL rules, but
well, fuck NFL rules. We're in the UK now.
I've said this to so many people. Like, if you are following me as like a somebody who knows me for casting, please follow the casting Twitter. Do not follow the VTuber Twitter. Shit's gonna get posted there. I don't want you to have to see that.
Every time I get on Twitter, Meg, it's always you who's at the top of my thing, and I'm like, dude, what do I even do?
Really?
How do I respond to this?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I've only seen Mega's VTuber Twitter account maybe once in the last couple months.
Oh, I envy you, sir. I envy you.
I'm telling Hunter, just block the VTuber account. It's better for your mental.
Like here,
it is. Listen. God.
Here's the thing. I also have I technically have a private Twitter account that's my actual real name. It's out there. I haven't fucking used it in 4 years.
Wait, hang on a second. Dex, you're sharing your screen right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dex, why are you not following back Face It Overwatch when they follow you?
Crazy.
Ego ass fucking
exposed.
Honestly, no, Dex, banger tweet, fucking screenshot that with the should I make this
where does it say where does it say I'm not following them on this?
Relevant people on the side.
Screenshot exposed.
I'm on full screen.
Yeah, on the side of the screen, the relevant people, Warwick Overwatch, and then Face It Overwatch.
What the fuck are y'all seeing?
Bro, it's been frozen. At it right now. Frozen on this image for the past minute.
Oh, it's because I had it full screen. Motherfucker.
I'm like, man, I was like, it's not hard.
What the fuck?
We're really waiting. So when
I make this full screen, do you not see it?
No,
it's just
I just put an image of what we see right now.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, we're stuck on an old Twitter thing. Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
To Matt Murray in the chat, whoever you are, you're getting absolutely cooked, my guy. Unfortunate.
Why?
Because carry on.
Because he plays the stick. People gotta respect the sticks.
I don't see shit.
I don't think we're going.
CV math can't see shit.
Okay, never mind. We're ending this. We're ending this fucking thing.
God,
fuck it all.
This is
fuck
so
it
much.
all.
Okay, but regardless of the ability to play the clip, like, how the fuck are you egoing Face It right now? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I like how this is what we came to, like just egoing Face It.
I follow Face It. This is just Warwick.
Chat, look at what I put in images for podcasts. Look at what it was right there on our screen.
Yep,
Face It Overwatch.
Follow back.
Follows you to listen. Screenshot. I'm telling you. No. Free viral tweet. Take that screenshot and just be like, "Do I make this fan's day?" Chat. Free viral tweet.
I was literally, I was actually a fucking government agent. I was sent by Faceit to check if you were following.
I fucking hate all.
And I'm frozen again in an awful spot.
No,
but no, yeah, I'm a government agent from the Saudi regime. Well, what can I say? Tough life. And Dex has the look of a man now who has just lost Faceit Season 7.
Faceit's never gonna watch this, and if we did, I think the Getster episode basically got rid of any chance of me and Hunter ever doing it again.
Okay, I'll go back and watch the Gedster episode at some point. That's fucking crazy. But yeah. But no, I'm happy. Aside from the fact that Spectrion didn't get picked, because like that's a fucking robbery and a half.
I don't know. We've talked about a lot, especially with Spec. Like he should have got it. There are a lot of people that are talking or saying like, "Why is the Spec not here?" And it's like, yeah, he should have been there. He was one of the only UK people who was actually doing a lot.
He was the only European. He was the only European.
Yeah, who was doing a lot with it outside of Bullskunk and the occasional OC one. But at the same time, he would have had to, like, he was flying back from, I think, Jamaica the first day of it.
Yeah.
And he told us it would have been, like, immediately land and then train or whatever it is back to where he lives very, very quickly. Grant, he still would have done it. Like, he would have done it. We all know Spec has the sleep schedule of a fucking madman.
Oh yeah, he's probably like scrimming or vodding like right now.
He was casting. He's casting right now.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I think he still is. Yeah.
Well, no, the series is over. He's done unless he's gonna stick.
Okay.
Unless he's gonna stick around for grand finals.
Bro's gonna be cooked if he does.
It's Spectrion.
It'll be a long night.
Spectrion has been someone who has told us, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna get off. Good night." And then an hour and a half later, we're just playing Overwatch. Playing Overwatch. Just follow him up to the screen. Spectrion or Spectrios has started playing Overwatch. Here, you want your moment? You want your moment to shit on Spec, Edgar?
I do that a lot. No, he's actually genuinely one of the hardest working casters that I know, and he grinds like an absolute motherfucker. So I wish I could cyberbully him, and like I generally do, but like nah, he's great. He genuinely is. Unfortunately, he's not the only person I've casted on LAN with, but I cast with him on LAN. We had it was Epic 41 Grand Finals, which is like the best gig that I've ever done. The players bought me drinks after, and I had like, oh my god, I had a chicken fried rice after that. That was like the best fucking rice I've eaten in my life. I would go back in time. I would literally kill myself as a baby with fucking hammers so that I could eat that rice one more time before everything fades to black.
You could have picked any other person in this world, but you're just like, nah, I'm killing myself.
I feel like the stakes are like, they have to be quite high to be able to enjoy a rice like that ever again. But no, I love shitting on Spec, but Spec's great. Spec's great, fellas. I'm sorry to say it. He's also like annoyingly gotten better at the game, and now he's like genuinely like one of the better flex DPS players in the collegiate scene in the UK, which is also so fucked up because he's just like a diamond Lucio, and like it's what they did to Ameng. They hit him with rare candies, and it's like, oh, he can play Tracer now. All of a sudden, it's like, why? Fucking why, bro?
He has the ego to back it up as well. Like that's the biggest problem with him is like, one, he had the ego, might not have been the best player. Now he's a good player and he has the ego. He'll say something that makes absolutely zero sense, but you're like, yeah, that's probably an insult that will last for generations.
Yeah, it's tough. But now my lover has gone to Scotland and I am still in regular old England. So we're in a long distance relationship right now. It's kind of tough.
Did he go to school in Scotland?
Yeah, he goes to school in Scotland, University of Strathclyde.
That is a name.
Yeah.
He's cheating on you with Geo.
Hate to see it.
Geo has a really nice beard, so yeah, I can't grow facial hair. It's kind of fucked up. All I want in life is like the ability to grow a mullet and a slutty little mustache, but I can't do either, and it's like so fucked up. You know what I mean? Honestly.
Oh damn it! That's the last thing I expected to hear come out of your mouth tonight.
God forbid a man be slutty and have a slutty little mustache. You know. I'll make sure to also whip out the matcha and the feminist literature while I'm here.
Lord.
God.
You good? You good, Dexatron?
I mean, yeah.
No, the answer's no. He's like, why the fuck did I invite this guy on the show?
We've done 40 episodes so far. I have that question a lot.
Yeah.
And we've had 2 people on twice already, so we invited them back.
Wow. That's awful.
Yeah, to be honest, it was. It was kind of awful.
Well. All right, so it took us almost 2 hours to go through 2 questions. That's insane.
Honestly, well,
that's about it. Yeah.
That's honestly really good for us. We had the spiral part early instead of at the midpoint.
Yeah, like because I didn't know when you said 2 questions, I didn't know what the second question would be, so it was like just go for a bit, which is fine by me.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's fine by us as well. I mean, like we expect that after those 2 questions that either we're gonna stay on topic or go completely off of it. CB episode is a good example of that. For the most part. But I mean, again, it's a lot of the time with this podcast, it's mostly just like if we have producers or observers, it's like, hey, if we get off the topic of it, perfectly fine. It's always the thing of like we're trying to show off a little bit more of the person or or personality of the person that you normally don't see, or you do see a decent amount if you're a caster, which is always fun.
Yeah. And seeing as we have like seeing as we have 3 white dudes, we have personality in droves, as we well know. There's nothing that we need to do to differentiate ourselves from the entire competition, right? In fact, I was having this discussion a while ago, and I kind of want to see if you guys agree with me, which is basically, and it's a big point about casting, because it sounds like an odd thing, but there's a lady called Blueberry Yum, Lara, who does DBD League casting, but also she's like me, where some people like went straight into DBD, but she's worked like major events in Germany. She's like kind of a hotshot situation. Has done like Rocket League and like Valorant and like I think like CS as well, but don't quote me on that. And so we were like the 2 most experienced casters, and so we were making like a guide for people. And what we kind of came across, we were having a lot of discussions about it. I think the number one thing that affects whether people listen to you as a caster or not, hear me out, is just if they like you. Simple as that. Are we in agreement or no?
I'm going to say 50-50. I think if you're saying good information about everything, or you're able to at least convey everything pretty well, I think
they'll say you're wrong. If they don't like you, people will say you're wrong.
Yeah.
That is true.
But like this falls in a weird time with this, because like right now, like CGL is going through this where they're having observers, producers, play-by-play, and color casters actually go through and like make a document for people who are coming in. Because for the first time since I joined CGL, it's like we're low on people. Like we're low on casters, we're low on producers, observers, everything.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a rarity, honestly.
But
I can't remember a time where it's been like that.
I mean, I think there is the thing. It was like, hey, if people like you, then yeah, they'll watch, they'll listen. I think it's kind of a 50-50 thing, because if you're able to convey everything, good, you're able to talk through everything and make it very easy to kind of follow. I think even if you have someone who really dislikes you, they're at least going to be able to kind of stick with you a little bit and tolerate you, because you're not necessarily spewing the most random bullshit ever when it comes to casting.
I use as an odd case study here, which I say this as a case study, not in a sense of I agree with the people. I use Necro as an example, to the point where credibility and likability is everything. I put my own personal opinion first, which is Necro is a fantastic caster. She gets way too much shit. I don't understand it. But the problem is, she came from like she was somewhat new to Overwatch at the start. Like traditionally was like in Pokemon and stuff, and so kind of had to learn on the job, which meant that early on she made quite a few mistakes and blunders. Right. The problem is, I don't think people have really forgiven her for that, and because they have in this idea in their head that Necra doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about because there was a time where she would make a bunch of like mistakes. Now we're at a point where even though she kind of does everything perfectly and does everything you expect, you still see, and like granted it's Twitter users, and Twitter users are like the fucking cesspool of the internet, myself included. But like there's still so much shit, whether it's from Twitter or it's from Twitch chat or it's from YouTube, and it's like basically like a fucking punching bag because people have this perception. And it's like once the first impression, whether you're likable and whether people think you know what you're talking about, is very hard to shake, right? And I feel like a lot of players come in like quite skeptical like to any new caster where they're looking for things to like tear them apart for, right? Like if in like the 13 ult fight you miss something very tiny, like Brig used shield bash and it had 1 second left off cooldown and that's why she died, and you miss that in the fucking 29 ult, we're changing the numbers now, smorgasbord of ults that come out, then like you are dog shit basically, and fuck you. And so I think that people are quite harsh in that capacity. So that's, yeah, I use that as the case study. I think the problem is if people already have a perception of you, it's very hard to change that.
And
basically, don't fuck up ever, or you will never recover from it. So, you know.
Hey, we talked about AI. Robots are supposed to be something that doesn't fuck up. So, hey, we're going to be taken over by robots eventually here.
Oh, yeah.
Humanity is just a mistake to begin with anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also have another take, which is somewhat related, but also not. It's again about, like, I guess kind of the art of casting itself, where it's not so much a thing now. It was a big discussion last year, but like people are sort of maturing out of it, of like the discussion of whether people don't like the cast on the mainstream and they go to a co-stream or whatever. Again, I put my personal opinion first, which is if you like what you like, whatever, you know. And the way that I see it is like if co-streams exist and those are getting more popular than the mainstream, then it's a sign of the mainstream to get better, so more people watch you, right? It is competition in that sense. The problem is I see an argument thrown around a lot, which is the case of, well, you know, the mainstream doesn't have to go into these concepts because it's for the average viewer. It's for the casual observer or people that are brand new to the game. And, you know, the co-streams have to be a certain way where they have to be very technical and they have to be full of, like, in-jokes and references and, like, really harsh and brutal on the players because, you know, everyone here is, like, really competitive and knows the scene inside out. And my personal take, I'm not sure if people agree, is that's a really fucking lazy way to look at it. You as a caster, you're expected to appeal to both. In your commentary, you have to have the ability to talk to both the casual viewer who's never seen a game of Overwatch in their life and the experienced person. Take advanced concepts and break them down into simple ways. The fact that you're covering the advanced concepts means that, you know, the super competitive viewers are happy, and the fact that you're breaking them down into such simple things makes, you know, the casual viewer happy. It's very lazy and such a cop-out, I feel, when people say, well, you know, I'm just casting for the regular Joe, or I'm just casting for, like, the hardcore competitive viewer. It's like, no, we're being lazy and complacent, and, like, we kind of need to just be better at that. There's not really more of an excuse, to be honest.
Yeah, I have to agree with you as well. But touching on the last thing you talked about, like, who are we casting for? Like, I've done several different.
Everyone goes in the "who are we casting for" conversation, and I've never understood why it's mattered, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's a very specific niche. So, like, we have like for the NSE, the organization which still runs Overwatch, basically, fuck you, Neil. They hold like A-level results day streams. So in the UK, you do your A-levels, and based on your results, depends on what university you go to, right? So there's a stream that NSE run on results day so that people can be acquainted with the scene. And there it's like, okay, we're framing this around like the talent that we have for the university scene. Expect that some of your viewers will be, you know, brand new students who are just coming into university and like this is their introduction to the scene. But unless it's like a super niche like that, just always assume that you're casting for everyone, right? I interrupted Dex massively. Apologies.
No, you're perfectly fine. Basically, what I was gonna say was like going through all these like VOD reviews that I've had people basically tell me, okay, you're casting for this group differently. It's like, okay, no, one said you're casting for the players and only the players. That's it. One said you're casting for every audience, and then one just said you are basically casting for the advanced audience or the audience that knows everything here. And it's like they're like the casting for the players one to me never made any sense, because if anything, if players go back and watch it, it has been more of players finding something to be really mad at me about, especially talking about them than
Yes.
me highlighting them.
God forbid you call out that a player has done a thing objectively wrong, or they will get mad at you.
Hey, I'm sorry you sucked ass on a map so bad that I blamed you for your team losing. It was a 4v5 the entire time.
When you were in fact the reason your team lost. Yeah. It sucks. Tough life.
But like when you're casting just for a general audience or an advanced audience, it's just a weird thing, because like, what's the general audience? Do I want to deep dive into stuff? And for the advanced audiences, am I deep diving far enough for them? Am I breaking down every exact frame or pixel perfect enough for them here?
Yeah, Mega or Hunter, is this something you have an opinion on strictly? Like, have you been told before of like who you're cast for, or gone into something in your mind like I have to be casting for the advanced viewer or the casual viewer or somewhere in between or whatever?
I mean, the only time where I've really had this is when I did some work for TEC. And for them, it is basically a thing where it's high school students. Basically, the people that are watching 95% of the time are like the parents and siblings of the students, people who obviously don't know much about this game. So that's the only instance where I've had to be like, I need to basically not dumb it down, but make it simple and kind of iterate, hey, this is why this is specifically happening, in a way that you don't need to have prior knowledge. But obviously, you go into other casts, it's kind of like Dex has said, you find this very healthy medium between it all, where someone who's new can understand you, but at the same time, someone who has watched the game for years on end can pick up on something like that. So I don't know. At the other day, it's weird. Sometimes it's the caster's style as well. Like, not everybody goes about it the same exact way of how much they share or how in depth they go, which I think honestly is fine. I think as a caster, I'm at a loss for words right now. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm so good at my job. I'm so great. What I'm saying is that it varies a lot. But I think if you find that healthy medium, it should be great. I just think there's a lot of people that take time to find that medium.
Yeah, Mega, did you have any like strong opinion on this, or?
I don't see, for me, it was like almost easier, because like starting out, I had somebody who like pretty much didn't really critique in that way, like wasn't really worried about that in the slightest kind of deal. Was just like, yeah, just fucking, we're here to cast, fucking get some game knowledge on you and shit like that. And then sort of by the time I was actually thinking about that, I had already sort of realized like, oh, I'm not here for some of these confusing, stupid motherfuckers. So all in all, it just kind of worked itself out for me.
Yeah. Yeah, like you take a lot of feedback over time, and it sort of shapes you in a sense, where it's like, look, like everyone fucks up while casting, but again, people have a very strong like perception thing. Yeah, also yeah, fuck you for this, Megalas, just like specifically, like this was so uncalled for, unbelievable.
When the fuck? Like, I remember this happening, but I don't remember Dreamlight tweeting it. When the fuck did this happen?
Here's the funny thing, Mega. Here's the funny thing.
Part. Like, why the fuck? Like, I got the ad, and it's like, why are Dreamlight tweeting this? Like, excuse me.
Wait, no. Here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Funny thing.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta pull up the thing.
How am I off with the literal
God.
What's crazy?
I'm sorry, but how am I? I'm like beefing with. I'm beefing with Megalas. I'm beefing with Echo inexplicably. Like it's okay, not inexplicably, actually, but like still.
Wait, If I recall correctly, I think that tweet was right before, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correct, who is the social media manager for Dreamlight? Is it Hannah Sophie?
I want to say Hannah Sophie, yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was somebody else, because in my mind, I was like, is this somebody I was beefing with right after? So I was like, why the fuck are they encouraging this at all? It definitely is Hannah Sophie now that I'm thinking about it, because she's the only one who would put you on blast.
Dude, I've had like 2-3 interactions with Hannah Sophie, and they've been very like normal. Another thing, you know the producer Luau, I know that you've had him on the show.
Yeah.
The craziest shit, right, is my first interaction with Luau was at a LAN event, where it was like they were playing, and it was relatively cordial and just nice. Like, yo, good performance, yo, like the cast. It was perfectly normal, neutral. My second interaction was they couldn't make it to Stockholm first year, was literally exchanging details so that I could ship him fucking it was like a signed poster from Matilda Smedius, Briggs voice actress, as well as a page of Team Falcon signatures, right? Because they were like, I want to come. They like responded to me saying like, can you get me anything? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I didn't send it over. And then the next time I did a fucking prod with Luau, I'm just being put on blast 24/7 for no reason. And it's like, yo, I've literally only done nice things for you. Why are you a hater? And it's just like, I don't know, it's got to be done. So now I'm also a Luau hater as well. It's insane.
I have to love it. Luau was fun to talk to here, but
I all the producers that I know just fucking hate me, and it's wonderful.
Maybe I think at that point it might be a you problem.
No, it's definitely them. I won't do any introspection.
Fair enough. Hunter, you have any questions here for our guest?
Yeah, normally I have a question, but honestly, it feels a little redundant.
I've answered every question possible.
No,
including my meal deal.
So it's
you don't have meal deals in America, do you?
What do you mean by meal deal?
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with that?
No.
It's like
go ahead.
In every UK supermarket, right? Whether that's a big supermarket or it's like a little supermarket, whatever, right? They have a meal deal, which is a combination of a main, a side, and a drink. There was a time where it was like £3, which was wonderful, but inflation's a bitch, so now it's closer to £4. But still, it's like main side drink for £4, and the way that you judge people in the UK is based off what they get in their meal deal, right? So like there could be someone who gets like a ham sandwich with nothing in it, a bag of like salted crisps, and like a bottle of water. I know, before anyone does it. But like, and that's it. And it's like, okay, well, you're just a garbage person, right? And like, I hate you. But then you'll have some people, because like, also, you're spending like £4 on this, like that's just shitty value. But then you'll have some people, and they'll get like triple BLT sandwiches. It's like, okay, good start. And then they'll get like a really good like protein bar, or like just like a good flavor of like crisps or something. And then they'll get like an iced coffee on top of that, and it's like, okay, ball, right? This is like a giga banger of a meal deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't have those. We don't have.
No,
those.
you just have like Costco hot dogs for like, is it like $1.99 or something?
$1.50. Hunter, get to your question.
Yeah, so I fuck it.
Bro was like, what question?
So every week I have the pleasure of there's a lot of different names, a lot of gamer tags people use, and some of them are very unique, and some of them have very different connotations and backstory to them. So my typical question is, why are you Edgar the Ruiner?
Oh, that's a good fucking question.
Is it a good question?
It's such a long, stupid story, and it's the case of here. All right, if anyone listens to this for whatever reason, why would you listen to me yap? Do not have the same username as a full-grown ass man that you had when you were 7 years old. Especially if that username you had when you're 7 years old is shit. Especially if you had an opportunity in your career to rebrand and you didn't do it until it was too late. And now, like, people know who you are and they know your name, and therefore you cannot physically rebrand anymore, and it's fucked up. I'm already trying to get rid of the Ruin a bit, but, like, it just kind of sticks around. So the answer is, I was 7 years old and I was making a Lego Universe account, right? And I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck I can name myself. And so what I should have gone with was some variation on the Rhino, because that's what I chose it to. But then I had to change it, and I was like, I really like Sonic. What's the name of? And I was like, 7-year-old me, who isn't a clever chap, by the way. He was 7 and a bit of a weirdo. It was like, okay, well, who is like? I know, right? And it's like, what's the name of the villain from Sonic? Oh yeah, it's Egdar, right? It wasn't. I got it wrong. It was fucking Dr. Eggman, like Robotnik, whatever, right? But I just thought that the villain's name was Egdar for some reason. And so then that was it. And that was my Lego Universe account until I was 9. And when Lego Universe shut down in 9, first of all, I cried for 4 days. That's actually a true story. Then I immediately went into my new game, Minecraft, because obviously I was a 9-year-old. Fuck else was I going to play? And I played Minecraft obsessively until I was about like 15. And I became a moderator on a creative server. And when I was there, people kept making jokes that I just fucking ruined everything. So Egdar the Ruiner is how it became. And so when it was like, okay, I got a cast now, I'm like, well, what's my Discord? Well, it's exactly what it was when I made it when I was like fucking 10 years old, Egdar the Ruiner. So, yeah. And the problem is I started casting with that because no one really commented on it. Aside from the odd, like, that's kind of a weird name, innit? It's like, yeah, it is a bit weird. But, like, no one cared that much. The problem is that now Egdar sounds a lot like Edger. And edging is a thing that exists. And so now people just call me Edger over and over again. Or, like, they at me saying, like, I just ruined my boxes to you or something like that. And it's, rather peculiar. But, happens.
You didn't need to tell us that part, but
yeah, but like you did anyway, so you're welcome.
All right, Mega Gear, go.
Good lord.
Edgar, you know me. I love to spew hate and vitriol. Yeah, I get the image up.
Where the heck? Okay.
Okay.
So I want you to think back across all of the esports prods you've ever done. And, this, I always tell people this can be something serious, but it also can just be something silly. I want you to think back through all the prods you've ever done, and I want you to think of a time that something happened where something or somebody grinded your gears.
Anytime that I cast with Megalas is generally one that grinds my gears quite often. What I would say...
You can't fucking cast... Anyway, shut up. I'll stop.
That's what you sound like right now. Yeah, okay, so the event that I worked for Ex Oblivione, it was like over a year ago, right? And this was like kind of a big deal because the first day, did you work that, Hunter Tane? I don't recall. It was like Ex Oblivione co-streams when LCS started last year. It was like February, March time, 2024.
I feel like I did some of that with Spec, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. And so you had like the first stream, and it was with like Spec, and like that was good. It was like a good co-stream, whatever. I signed up for it because I met Cavo. Shout out Cavo, by the way, she's awesome. But at the time, she was like the social media manager for Ex Oblivione and was like trying to push them. So I was like, okay, we'll do the co-streams. Do you want to join on? I'd be like, yeah, sure. And for whatever reason, I got put in the first stream with Matilda Smedius, Briggs' voice actress. And I'm like, it was literally like a, what the hell is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas kind of situation. Because it was like her, and obviously she was a co-owner of EXO and fucking famous as hell. It was her brother there for some reason. And then me as well. Like, yo, what's good? I'm this random British bloke called Egdar, right? And so I did the stream the first week, and it went pretty well. And then the week after, I was doing one with Hannah Sophie and Osi as well, right? And so it was us for that. And then Matilda came in for the second match that we watched. And then my fucking internet crashed. And it just wouldn't come back up. And at the time, that was the biggest gig I had done, because it was like, there's eyes on this, OC's here, I think there was OC before, like, she got, like, a ton of, like, clout, but, like, she was still relatively popular, right? So, like, OC and, like, Matilda, and I was like, damn, like, this is really cool, this is great. And then my router just fucking breaks, and I can't get back on, and then I just lose my spot in the stream, and then the future streams, where they had, like, other famous people as well, like CB and shit, I just couldn't do that. That grinded my gears a shitload, because that was like, well, damn, this was a good opportunity, and it got fucked up by my internet sucking. I feel, I'm not sure how much you guys care about this, but like, casting without audio is genuinely horrible. Like I speak to a lot of people, and they're like, it's not a big deal, whatever, right? But I genuinely feel like I've covered so many Overwatch games, I could close my eyes and tell you exactly what is happening, more so with my ears than with my eyeballs. I could tell you exactly what ult's being used, who is shooting who is dying, etc., etc. What ults are being, I already said that, but like exactly what is happening, a perfect frame of the map with just my ears, and they are better than my eyes. And so there was a gig I did in London at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere, again, quite a big deal. And it was like, cool, we could see the stream, but it was a bit laggy. It's like, okay, I'll go off sound, and there was no sound for the whole thing, and it was a bunch of students producing, so they couldn't exactly fucking fix it. Plus, the Valorant players in the other room were screaming slurs at each other, but that's Valorant players for you. They don't deserve rights. So, that was annoying and also grinding my gears. And in general, it slightly grinds my gears, because sometimes it's unavoidable. It's like, okay, whatever. But I suck at casting without audio. I just miss everything that's happening, because like there's so many environmental things that you need to listen to in Overwatch when you play and when you cast it, and so not being able to do that, that's just annoying.
And I completely agree with you on that. Like, but it's weird because there's times where I have audio and I don't have audio, and there's that definite difference, because like you said, there's a lot of sounds and a lot of it really does help you with it. Having no sound, that's what I'll be missing, like ults going off, and I look at the top and see like, oh, someone actually used an ult, and I completely miss it because there's no sound. But that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this episode. Edgar, hey, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was a blast to talk to you, and hey, we started a little bit early, so you're not going to bed at 2 a.m. Again, thank you.
I know.
Thank you, man.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, Hunter, Mega, thank you guys as always here, and thank you everyone for watching or listening to this podcast. Make sure you subscribe or follow us on Spotify, or subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, and make sure you tune in next week for another great episode of For the Love of Prod. Till then, y'all, see ya.